been at a high in recent months. The Pakistani cricket team just completed a successful tour, and now its hockey players are coming to the country to take part in the Hockey India League. But the recent incidents of firing on the LOC are now casting a shadow on sporting ties, and some are raising the old question again. Should sports be separate from politics? Let's raise the next big question. Will sporting ties be a casualty of Indo-Pak tensions? Joining me now, Rahul, Narvekar, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, Michael Ferreira, former billiards champion, and Wajjat Khan, who is a senior journalist from Pakistan, who's here in the country at the moment. Appreciate all of you joining us. I'm going to get quick perspectives first from you, Rahul Narvekar, because your party has once again raised the red flag, saying you will not allow, you should not allow sporting relations with Pakistan. We've had a successful cricket tour. Pakistan hockey players are coming to India. What is the problem for the Shiv Sena to prevent individual Pakistani sportspersons from coming to this country?
Well, Rajdeep, at the backdrop of what has happened over the last 2 days at our borders, yes, I'm very surprised we are even having this debate. I always thought national interest was about cricketing interests. And that being the case, yes, I don't really think we need to even have this debate. We absolutely believe in the fact that across the border we should have cordial relationship with our neighbors, with the neighbors across the border. But yes, having said that, we cannot have that at the cost of the blood of our soldiers, at the cost of the blood of our innocent citizens.
So you believe
every time we've extended an arm towards
Pakistani
Pakistan,
citizen,
what have we got in return?
Pakistani citizen must be ostracized? Are you saying that the Pakistani players must pay the price?
What I believe is, yes, what I believe is, time has come that we isolate this country called Pakistan till they mend their ways. Okay, unless we do that, people in Pakistan won't put enough pressure on their government, right, who is indulging in cross-border terrorism, who is indulging in infiltration, who is indulging in all activities which are, yes, derogatory to the yes, interest of my country and, yes, seriously prejudice the security of my country. Right. And being a citizen of this country, I would certainly keep the interest of my nation above any cricketing ties or right, any social ties with Pakistan.
Let me just bring in Wajjat Khan. You've heard the Shiv Sena position. Many will see the Shiv Sena as an extreme position, but across the country today, Wajjat Khan, if you carried out a poll, there would be many who would say sporting ties between the two countries should not continue while there are border tensions. How do you respond to that from a Pakistani perspective?
I think it's a slippery slope. I mean, what's next? First of all, two arguments here. One argument, if all of this is premised around what's been happening in the last few days along the line of control, then, well, I've got news for you. There's been losses on both sides. And first of all, and last of all, as far as this particular point is concerned, none of this has been finally established. This is a he says, she says debate, depending on who you talk to, depending on what side of the LOC you fall on, depending on who your sources are. So, once again, I'm not going to do press release journalism here. I'm going to do actual analysis, and I'm going to caution everyone as far as making assumptions is concerned. Secondly,
yes, go ahead.
Secondly, as far as the slippery slope is concerned, to counter the Shiv Sena, what's next? I mean, are you going to ban Pakistani clothes, shalwar kameez, shan masalas, music, the wind? What's next? What are you going to... You can't wish Pakistan away, because there's a lot of elements of Pakistan which come across the border naturally, elementally, or otherwise, socially, politically, economically, you name it. What's next? I mean, fine, you ban 11 guys from coming in and throwing a ball around or hitting it around. Fine, go for it, man. It's your call. But is that where it ends? Will that solve Pakistan as far as India is concerned? Or will that solve India as far as Pakistan is concerned?
Rahul Narvekar, quick response of the Shiv Sena. Yes, go ahead.
I mean, what's
I totally
next?
agree with you. It doesn't seem to be your
Are you going to ban Urdu next? Because are you going to ban Urdu next because it's Pakistan's national language, for God's sake? I mean, what's next? What's next?
Quick response, Rahul Narvekar.
Well, if you're done, I'll tell you what. If you're done, I'll tell you what's next.
Quick response.
Actually, it's not your fault. Every time you have indulged in terrorist activities in my country, and every time you have indulged in infiltration at the borders, Indian government has extended an olive branch to you. Indian government has either granted visas to artists from your country, or we've either extended some kind of bilateral talks. The problem is, yes, we have projected ourselves as a soft target for terrorism. And therefore,
are you saying that banning cricket, are you saying banning sports ties will prevent terrorism from across the border, Rahul Narvekar? Are you saying that violence will stop?
Well, Rajdeep, till now we've tried every effort, we've tried everything to stop terrorism.
Yes.
And that hasn't really worked out.
Okay.
So now, if we really want to put pressure on the Pakistani government,
yes,
it's the people of Pakistan who will put the pressure on their government.
So you want
once they realize that they are going to suffer because of not having ties with India.
Okay.
That's when the people of Pakistan will put enough pressure on their government, and they will have to pay heed to the demands of the people of Pakistan.
You know, before I bring in Michael Ferreira, who's the one sports person on our panel who often are the soft targets in such debates, quick response, Wajahat, that the people of Pakistan, it's a bit like the apartheid argument which is being made by the Shiv Sena, that in South Africa dismantled apartheid largely through cultural and sporting contacts being banned and being barred from playing sport with the rest of the world. Can that happen with the Pakistan? Is an argument parties like Shiv Sena will make today.
There's a party in the United States of America which is very pro-gun. There's a gun lobby. It's associated with the National Rifle Association, etc., etc. These guys are of the opinion when it comes to national massacres, incidents like that, etc. These guys have an interesting line. They say that guns don't kill people. People kill people. So please don't ban guns. Now this is an established fact and a debate as far as the United States and its polity, its internal polity is concerned. Same thing. Hockey does not kill people. Cricket does not kill people. If there is terrorism, and right now once again I want to underline this is there's a big question mark here. Hockey and cricket do not kill people. Shan masala and bubblegum from Pakistan do not kill people, sir. People, if at all, kill people. And that's something which needs to be figured out in this debate when it comes to the Shiv Sena. And once again, what's next? Are you going to ban the burqa next? Are you going to ban the dupatta next? The multani kulsa? The Sindhi biryani? What's next?
We are going to ban every type of ties with Pakistan. Pakistan doesn't mend its ways.
Rahul Narvekar,
and that's a fact which you guys need to realize soon.
For a moment,
before it's too
Rahul
late.
Narvekar, just to hold on for a moment. Michael Ferreira, you're the sports person. You're hearing Rahul Narvekar of the Shiv Sena saying that, look, the people of Pakistan must suffer and pay a price in some way for what they believe is violence perpetrated against India. As a sports person, do you believe sports persons are soft targets?
Well, let's put it this way. I definitely feel that politics and sports should not mix under ordinary circumstances.
Yes.
But right now, the entire nation is outraged by the incidents that have taken place over the last couple of days. It could be a he said, we said, he said, she said situation, like the gentleman from Pakistan says.
Yes.
But the fact is, I mean, are we to be considered liars? Is our intelligence so weak and so ineffective that we do not get the correct information? I mean, there comes a point like the Nirbhaya case.
Michael Ferreira, should sports persons suffer because their politicians cannot get their act together? Are the sports persons the soft target? As Wajahat says, will not playing hockey, not playing cricket end, let's say, violence?
With a heavy heart, I have to agree with Rahul. We have to take a tough stand. I'm sorry to say this because I'm a sportsman, and many of the Pakistan sportsmen are personal friends of mine. But something has to give. Something has to be done. We cannot bend over backwards every single time. We are made a laughing stock. The trouble is the elected government of Pakistan has no control over the army or the ISI. This is the major problem. And the people of Pakistan have to be goaded by perhaps ostracism to, to bring enough...
Hold on. Michael, you're saying people of Pakistan, in a sense, ostracism is the way forward. Wajahat, quick response before I take my first break there. Do you concede that there is that sports and cultural exchanges will always be subject to political changes? We can keep saying keep sports separate from politics, but you cannot. I gave the examples of South Africa, and there are numerous other examples over the years where sports, in a sense, is hostage to politics.
Listen, this is one of probably, if not the, then one of the most complex parities in the world. This relationship has so many connections over so long in so many ways that just siphoning out sport would be a terrible tragedy to the largest strategic choice most Pakistanis and most Indians, including their governments, whether in control or out of control, as one of your guests said, has made. That peace is better than perpetual war. Now, in all of this, keeping this larger strategic choice in mind, there's going to be barriers, Rajdeep. There's going to be problems across both sides. As far as the sportsman, the gentleman who's the former sportsman is concerned, I urge you to read one of the leading Indian newspapers, The Hindu, today, and you will realize yourself how this is still all half-baked. I'm not saying that your intelligence is better than my intelligence, or my gun is bigger than your gun, and I have 100 nukes and you have 50 nukes. I'm not saying that, man. This is what I'm saying. This is still evolving, but as far both sides, mind you, have made a larger strategic choice. Peace is better than war. Now, are you going to hold the poor people from both countries, hockey fans, cricket fans, hostage to the barriers in this larger narrative? Fine, go for it. But that's like, you can't wish.
Can I say
something? You can't wish
No, Rahul Narvekar, 1 minute. Rahul Narvekar, 1 minute. Rahul, 1 minute. Before I take a break, Michael, respond. Michael, respond to that.
To the spirit of sport.
If the two countries want peace and not war, should a few handful of terrorists hold a country to ransom, or as in this case, you've got conflicting responses. This is a skirmish at the border. Should a border skirmish affect larger sporting ties where soldiers from both countries have died?
Look, Rajdeep.
Yes.
A nation is composed of people. People have emotions. There has been a highly emotive issue in the last couple of days. What does the Home Minister or the Defense Minister or the External Affairs Minister tell the parent of the soldier whose head has been severed? Now, are we going to be told that, oh, this is yet to be established?
Yes.
How are they going to look the parents in the eye and say, my dear friend or my dear parents, you know, we've got to continue with CBMs, confidence building measures.
Yes.
I am a rational person. I sincerely feel that peace between the two countries is the best situation. But how the hell can we get peace when there are these constant irritations? When the just a minute, let me finish.
Yes.
Where the army and the ISI have complete control, the elected government has absolutely no control over these Johnnies.
Okay. Wajahat, I'll let you respond. Let me take a short break, and come back with the larger picture then. Where does this leave Indo-Pakistan relations? Do we make a choice, a strategic choice, that we want peace with each other and not war? Or do we allow the warmongers on both sides of the border to hijack this debate? Back in a moment with that. Will or should sporting ties be a casualty of rising Indo-Pak tensions? Wajjat Khan from Pakistan. You're sensing the mood in this country. You've been here for 2 days over Aman Ki Asha in a sense, but you realize that this is a relationship which is fraught with tension. In such a tense relationship, many will say sports also is war without weapons. Do you really believe that sports can reduce tension between the two countries?
Yes, it can. In a word, yes. 2-3 weeks ago, Rajdeep.
Yes.
Let me recall something for you.
Yes.
2-3 weeks ago, when the series was going on, one of the more right-wing anchors, considered more right-wing than most right-wingers in the country, mainstream guy, famous guy.
Yes.
I think everybody knows who he is. In Pakistan, starts his show, a prime-time show, on 8 o'clock on Pakistani television with the following words: Assalamu alaikum, good evening, namaskar, sat sri akal. Now, for the Islamist Republic of Pakistan, on primetime cable television news, this is groundbreaking stuff. And the only reason he was doing it was because what was happening on that day. Cricket. Indo-Pak cricket. And that's my point. Now, we can all try to have a debate about the debate, which is whether Pakistan versus India, or India versus Pakistan, the failed state versus the not-so-failed state narrative which comes out of the Indian mindset. But once again, my bottom line is this. There's different compartments to the peace process. Sports is a safe one, and it's going well. And when it does work, it works wonders. If both the people and the states of either country has made a strategic choice after the scars of Mumbai Now, the scars haven't healed on both sides. But after the scars of Mumbai, if they've still made a strategic choice, after 4 or 5 years to put things back on track, you're going to let one, it's a terrible incident, even one life lost from either side is too much. But you're going to let 1 or 2 or 1 week of LOC incidents just derail the entire damn thing? Come on. Is that sensible?
Rahul Narvekar, is this typical Shiv Sena, looking for an opportunity to ratchet up the rhetoric? That, as is being said, this is a border incident. Soldiers from both sides have lost their lives. Yes, terrible beheading, mutilation, unacceptable. Go to the Geneva Convention. Shame Pakistan if you can have enough evidence. But why allow sportsmen to suffer as a result? One of the few areas where we have something in common. Everything else seems to divide us.
Rajdeep, we've had enough of this candy floss diplomacy. We've tried almost everything with Pakistan. We've had bilateral talks at the prime ministerial levels, foreign secretary levels. We've had the Samjhota Express. We've had the Wagah border issue. We've made umpteen attempts. How much ever my friend across the border would hate to hear this, but Pakistan, the reality is a failed state today. They are a bankrupt nation, and let this reality dawn on them sooner the better. Because when they lose the opportunity to export their salwar kameezes and the bubble gums and the churans, which my friend is talking about, that's when their pocket pinches, that's when they'll realize that if they want to have a wholesome living, they need to behave themselves. They need to stop these.
I get your point. You're effectively saying isolate Pakistan in every way. Michael Ferreira, I'm getting Twitter responses where people are saying you can't play sports over the bodies of our martyrs. Yes, that's an emotional, angry response. Understandable. But at the end of the day, I come back to it, Michael, some of the few things that we have in common which hold us together is sport, whether it's hockey or cricket. Do we want to give all that up?
No, I don't think it should be a one-stop shop kind of thing, the falling of the axe. But like the brigadier who was on your panel earlier today said, we have to give a fitting response. We cannot afford anymore to be seen as a soft state, willing to turn the other cheek at every opportunity. You slap me, brother, you're going to get a double slap back. And let that be loud and bloody clear.
Loud and bloody clear. Wajjat Khan, since you're our guest from Pakistan, let me give you the final word. Are you still hopeful that the two countries, you've been here for 24 hours, do you believe that the two countries can use sport as a bridge? Do you really believe that, or are you being a romantic? 30 seconds.
No, as much as I'd like to be one, I can't be a romantic. I think my sporting friend and my Shiv Sena friend will disallow that, because sports is evidently a bad thing, and so is romance. Thanks for the last word. Here's my bit. We can all be rooftop analysts and rooftop journalists and press release journalists and soundbite drawing room kings and queens here. But as far as I'm concerned, and as far as our governments are concerned, the tit-for-tat responses, fine, it's the military's prerogative on either side to do whatever it's doing. My bottom line is this, that there's larger issues at stake here. And just identifying, I don't know how sporting it is, especially for a sportsman to say that India will look like a soft power or a weakling by shutting off the hockey program. You want to shut off the hockey program? Go ahead, shut off the hockey program. You want to shut off the cricket program? Go ahead. Both teams have played in isolation for the last few years. That hasn't really affected anything. In fact, things have gotten better when they haven't played. So go ahead and do whatever you need to do. You're just going to lose out on the larger picture here. That good things, when they come your way, you should keep on going with them and compartmentalize the peace process. Cricket versus hockey is one issue. The LOC versus the Knicks is another.
What are good things according to you?
Hold on. I think
terrorism in India.
We've run completely out of time. On that note, Wajjat Khan, Rahul Narvekar, Michael Ferreira, I'll leave it to the viewers to judge. Do they want to see more Indo-Pak sporting encounters, or do they want it to be held hostage to what happens on the border? That's an issue which the viewers of this country can judge on. Appreciate the panelists joining us. That's it on India at 9. Up next is a special with the team of Inkar, a film that looks at sexual harassment at the workplace. As we leave, a salute today to the brave Indian soldiers martyred in Poonch. The bodies were cremated today. Good night, goodbye.